Johan, why are you not spending your last key? Why are you not spending your last key? Why are you not spending your last key? You have another key! Johan, you have another key. You can use the key. You left another key on the table. This is like that System of a Down song. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We are looking at some viewer games for Phobies tonight. And as mentioned during Monster of the Week last night, 2 points of note. One, I am going to be trying to make an effort to have a more analytical approach to the games, where and if appropriate. Still want to have some fun with these, but I do want to try and get back into, like, all right, let's assess what decisions were made, more so than just reacting to it. Two, I of course have to let everybody know that I am part of the content affiliate program. That means that the Phobies team does give me coffee for producing Phobies content. Gotta get that out. In the beginning, they also provide prizes for Monster of the Week. What's that? Our weekly tournament series. It's free to play. You can get coffee just for showing up and playing games. Link for my Discord, where you'll find all the details, is of course in the description. But we're gonna jump into it. Chat. Let's see what we've got on the docket. Unfortunately, I was informed that the patch did break a fair number of the games. So we'll see how many we actually have. The patch was, I don't know what day it came out, but it was the El Espinozo patch, and we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, there were a bunch of newer people, like new to viewer game submissions, that unfortunately their games got eaten. Fear Souls isn't even on here anymore. What the hell's happening? Well, that one we definitely can't view. I can't even pull up Fear Souls' profile, which is weird. Let's see if this one's broken. This is from the 19th. Didn't even favorite the game. Although they may have let it fall off the profile because broken. Like I said, I don't know how many we're going to get from this. This one's from the 20th, but Operation X could not... Yeah, it looks like their profile was deleted as well. We were having some difficulty pulling up their profile last week anyway, so let's see. This one's from the 21st. See if this one works. We are moving forward in time. At least that one's broken. Yikes. Yikes. This one's from the 23rd. This is a Killer Frost game. Not favorited. And it looks like it would be dead anyway. Yeah, it's dead. Womp wah. This may be a quick viewer game session, chat, because not going to be looking at a whole lot of games at this rate. Oh, maybe. Oh, please. Oh, maybe not. This is from the 24th. So they did have games against the person that they put in here. They are favorited, but these aren't the games. And this was a Subnoxious game, which would have been pretty cool to see. But dudiobugtron. Unfortunately, this particular game, dead. Feeble Reads. Let's see if you've got something for us. Feeble Reads... On the 24th, that game is broken. These are definitely going to be broken. Sorry for Tute. Let's try Wands. Broken. Wands is one of the people that is newer to viewer games, so my apologies. That means all of these games are going to be broken. Counties, Painful Fate, also new, I believe. Counties, Painful Fate, and Jeremy. All busted. Let's try this Painful Fate game. See if this one's here. Did not favorite the game. And given the games from the 30th are broken, that means that all of these are broken. So Painful Fate and Bronze Elf, those are no-goes. All right, let's try a High Georgie game. I haven't seen a High Georgie game in a while. I haven't seen a High Georgie game in a minute. But we do, in fact, have viewer games that are not broken due to the patch. Hi, Georgie. Surprise, I'm back. Jax from LOL. I'll take your word on it. I think the client release was on the 28th. Okay, the old client was disabled on the 29th, so anything before that is probably broken. Sorry, I wasn't looking at chat while I was going through it. Steven, what's good? Eric, what's good? I got mid again for the reword for... You got mid again for the reword for the undead event. I don't know what that means. I honest to God don't know what you're trying to communicate there, Steven. But either way, our hero here is High Georgie. More classic opener out of our hero here. Corn +1 key. Bad guy electing for the early snowball. I don't know that I love it on this map. I believe this is the map that Karst had mentioned a while ago that he does favor, or one of several maps that Karst favors, many 1 keys early game. And I do think that there's value to that. I think that there is a solid threat representation doing it that way. But we've seen a variety of different strategies succeed on this particular map. Now, Giggles is the follow-up. It's the turret of choice for bad guy. You got mid, again, for the reward for the undead event. Mid as in the colloquial sense, or you hit the middle of the strata? You got a mediocre reward, or did you end up, like, just hitting the mid-tier? All right, so panic point advantage is in favor of our hero. Halfy, not a good sign. I don't really have a fully formed opinion on Sulky. I'm kind of leaning towards slightly subpar, maybe just subpar. But Halfy is a big yikes every time that I see it. I'm never pleased to see it. It's a 2-0 panic point advantage. There's nothing in position right now to threaten the snowball. However, realistically, I think you can pick the snowball and be fine. It depends. We'll see what Georgie wants to go for. They're going for the Halfy, which I don't love. Maybe they couldn't kill the snowball with the Corn and Murder Wing. Yeah, we're gonna... I don't know about this one. Are we gonna reposition to body block the jar, or are we gonna put a 1 key out here? Don't we have Fireball up? They can snipe the jar if they want it. That's a... Oh, man. This is messy. Yeah, I don't love this positioning from our hero. What? I'm just waiting for the snowball to go again, because this seems superfluous. 124. It does 120. Why did you cassowary the jar? There's literally no reason to do this. Did bad guy forget what fire tiles do? Is this the moment where it's like, don't touch a hot stove, or you only touch a hot stove once because you learn your lesson, but then they forgot? So they have to learn the lesson again? I don't... Either way, bad guy dove super hard and unnecessarily. I don't know that the cassowary leap would have made a difference in this scenario, but you could have instead just left the cassowary back so that way it doesn't end up dying here, so that then you could follow up and kill something, or at least... Like, imagine if they still had a cassowary on the board right now. We do get the body block here. that Gravedigger's probably dead. Based on the play pattern of bad guy, I anticipate they're going to send the Giggles in. There's a world in which they don't. There is a Innocuous, and the Innocuous is looking to zone everything out. But because they retreated that Snowball so far, like imagine if the Snowball had only gone back to the panic point. Probably 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3. So what they needed to do was have the Snowball up one tile, and then it could reach the Innocuous, and then the combination of Giggles plus Innocuous, or Snowball, kills the Innocuous. Because I think what bad guy was thinking is that there was a threat of our hero popping Snowball. 1, 2, 3. But I'm pretty sure it's always tough to tell because 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they wouldn't have been able to reach it. Our hero wouldn't have been able to hit their Snowball with our Snowball if they had positioned it the way I'm suggesting. But either way, none of that happened. All hypotheticals. Inching back up with the Innocuous and Ray Chargels. 0 keys to 0 keys. I'm not going to lie. I have to give this right now to bad guy. Positionally. Or compositionally. Positionally, I don't really love how bad guys set up. Or didn't. I mean, they're getting there. I don't know about that. I think you allow... If you're a bad guy, you keep the Giggles there and, like, bait our hero to come after you. Because I don't think they can kill you. It's possible. Maybe the math doesn't math correctly. Triple panic point advantage, though. I'm still not a humongous fan of keeping the Ray back where it is, but I guess it's fine. You're obviously sacrificing the Jackalope, which could have instead been 2 1 keys. The bad guy seems more than happy to sacrifice their Clinico here. Also doesn't seem good. Like, imagine if the Giggles was more aggressively positioned, soaking damage, returning fire, and then getting healed by the Clinico. Would you not just simply be better off? I mean, at this stage, with bad guy, they do have control. No, they don't have control of the panic points. What am I saying? This is going to be 2 hits from... Can you kill this? If you can kill this erratic right now, bad guy's just dead on the spot. It's only like 1,800 damage. You should not be able to kill this. However, bad guy is not likely to be able to kill the Ray. They are getting some splash damage, but that doesn't matter. Dude, what is bad? Oh my god, what are you doing? You're still in range of everything. I gotta say, this is one of those games where bad guy is just like, I don't really want to win this. I don't know what to tell you. Well done, Georgie. Way to hang in there. I think I mentioned some of the mistakes. I think there's a couple things you could have done differently, but ultimately, bad guy definitely let you get away with this one, I think. I think they could have done either, not just phobie choices, but even positioning within the choices they had. But GG. A win is, in fact, a win. You take those. Alright, Painful Fate is back. Painful Fate must have submitted like 80 games here. Alright, Painful Fate, rocking the erratic avatar. As mentioned earlier, I believe this Painful Fate is new to, oh no. No, not like this. Why is this one broken? Oh, this must have been an async game. Well, it seems that Boo Fairy managed to help me get through Snappy before it could do some impact, and then some sort of emoji there, but I can't tell what it is. It's like a... I assume it's like a shocked face? I can't tell. But, those are some canines staring down. We're just gonna let this one play out because, you know, what are you gonna do? Insert SpongeBob quote, I really don't feel like it. Sure. I talked about it last night. I've never watched... Wait, why is it animating now? Okay. Does the new replay feature, when it does this... Now it's on the current patch. Okay, so those turns were pre-patch. That's what I was going to ask. Is like, if the turns are pre-patch, they will skip like they did. But once a turn is on the new patch, it will operate as normal. That's actually kind of cool. It's definitely very interesting. But our bad guy here has... I don't know why the hell they put Primate on the board. I don't understand why either player put K9000 on the board, but either way. Our hero, of course, has a big advantage in the form of Gravedigger. I would like to see the Gravedigger swap with the Jar, so we can get a little heebie-jeebie special action on that Stabby. This position works as well. We snipe the Droney here. I don't understand why the Droney was there. And claiming that center panic point is not that important to burn 2 keys on it. Alright, we do have a Snappy coming out. Oh, no. Wait, what are we doing? Can you kill this? I guess you can kill it with this. That's fair. You're going to obviously trade out the Murder Wing, but 4 keys for 3 keys. You take those. I was hoping for the heebie-jeebie special, lock out the Stabby. This is probably better. I think this is better play. You can, of course, set it up next turn. This goes down. They're going to have to retreat the Jar and juggle the Snappy into place. You could get some damage onto the Stabby, then lock it back out with a panic point advantage and be in a pretty good spot. If they didn't reposition the Snappy, you could also lock that out, or had the option to lock it out. But either way, this might just... Oh, we're going to do it this way? This is fine. Boo Fairy. I gotta admit, I don't know about that one. I know it was in the notes. We knew it was coming, but this is really what we're going for. Jar, now lighten up the heart. We burned through a lot of keys fast. Admittedly, those other early turns were kind of messed up, so it was tough to follow. But a Stairmaster's coming out. Is this a dead Gravedigger? It looks like it is. There's going to be a dead everything else, though. Maybe not this turn, but soon. Trading Jar here. Trading Jar for Jar, I guess, because the Stairmaster should be able to come in and one-shot the Jar. But then it's going to be... Well, it's not going to be in range of the bow. Who's bad guy target? They could kill the Spud. Yeah. But it's a triple panic point advantage on a small map. You're in range with Jar. This part is not long for the world. I do like the positioning here to try and sneak around the Snappy if you want to go hard. I would have liked to have seen the Jar hit the heart instead of hitting the Stairmaster. Hitting the Stairmaster kind of does nothing, but the damage on the heart means that there's just like no way they can stop you. There might be zero way for them to stop you now. But Boo Fairy represents an enormous amount of damage, so you could have gone 2 hits from the Jar on the heart, swing the Boo Fairy onto the heart, slap the heart, and have a panic point advantage on top of it. All that would have happened differently is that the game probably ends this turn. Like, it might have been over on the previous hero turn. Or if not, certainly this one. And instead, it's going to end a turn from now. But those slight... we'll call them misplays, could impact games down the line when you have opponents who are higher collection levels, higher stress levels, that sort of thing. But I mean, you take those wins. GG, Painful Fate. A painful fate indeed for bad guy. Yowawa, what's good? Welcome back. Alright, let's see here. We got that Painful Fate game. We'll probably be looking at another Painful Fate game because a lot of... Holy crap. Yeah, Painful Fate submitted literally 4 other games, and since so many of them are broken, you're getting your 15 minutes of fame. Almost literally. It might be 15 minutes given the quantity of games submitted. Let's see here. 34-turn game coming at you from Hall of Mirrors. Johan 354. Inoculus versus Jackalopes. I can tell you who my money is on. I will give you a hint. Halloween is over. Halloween is in fact over. How can I show you a Phobies game? The game ID or seed? Yes. So in my Discord, !Discord in chat, it'll give you the link. In my Discord, there's a form, and it tells you all the information that I need, and it asks for everything, so that way we can watch it. All right, bad guy out to a very early lead because, sorry, I was looking at chat. Yikes. Oh, level 7. Ooh, level 4. All right, we got a very low stress level game. We love watching these. We love watching these. Unicorn coming out. Yeah, you just got to be careful there, Yawn. You don't want to expose... These are important breakpoints, no. Snowball will one-shot a jar if they are the same level. Cassowary will one-shot a jar if they're the same level. And there are a number of other relationships between Phobies that are important to keep in mind so that you can position a little bit better. Obviously, you could check the numbers. But sometimes, like, especially when it comes to, like, Snowball, if you don't want to do the quick arithmetic to figure out, well, does the fire plus this equal? Just check the stress level. Or not the stress level, check the phobia level. I would also not recommend cooking your stabby for no reason. I mean, you are covering the panic point here, but they're not gonna... Like, I don't think it's possible for them to kill this thing, is it? Okay, apparently it is. Never mind. Alright, I take it back. That was not cooking your stabby for no reason. It is representing a threat against this cowbell. They didn't bite, and this probably shooed them away. I'm not a fan of Slayer, to be honest. I get the logic behind using it here with the poison tiles and stuff. It's another mech, but eh. Now, imagine if you still had the jar active. Your position would actually be kind of dominant in this from this point. You'd have to still protect it, of course, to ensure that this snowball can't collapse on it. But having the jar here, especially once that snowball goes down, to allow you the opportunity to just poke at their bow, poke at their other stuff. Yikes. Losing the corn here, so we're losing some board position, but you do have a few opportunities here for potential takedowns. Without knowing players' collections, it always makes it tough. Good shot there with the cat. Alright, presumably this cassowary could not snipe the Gesundheit. Obviously, you would have gone for that otherwise. Follow-up microscopic. Given the low stress level, it may just, like, be the only option you have, so it's fine. I'm not a huge fan of the germs. Flail, the much more threatening Eternal Knight. This is an acceptable trade. You get the panic point. You're trading up on keys. I can accept this one. It's a little obnoxious that you had to even offer up the cassowary. I mean, you could have, if the math worked out differently, well, it's probably better to lose the cassowary than put the damage onto your stabby, so that's fine. Bad guy responding actually appropriately, in my opinion, bringing out 2 1 keys in order to try and respond to this. But we're doing the same thing over again. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I guess the damage would end up on the, So if you killed that with the Eternal Knight, damage ends up there, and then Cat just kills it and then replaces. So this is, again, really... I guess my earlier prediction was wrong. 4-key medic is weird. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Dermic, but this is a very low stress level game, so what I'm assuming is that Johan does not have Clinico yet, or they don't have Muffin, because otherwise you'd probably go with one of those just to give you more keys. Stabby is the tankiest thing you got, so a healer in general is not optimal here. That being said, bad guy can't actually kill this Jackalope without having their whatever die, so... Are we going to go for the bow here? Nope, I'm going to claim panic. And this is actually... This is a great play. Taking the north and south panic points, there's really nothing bad guy can do without offering up something to die, and this late in the game... Can't be throwing away keys. Alright, we're diving for the microscopic. That's a lot of surface area for things to hit that bow mangles. Presumably there's no way to get the jar. You can put another 1 key on the board. I mean, bow is just dead, right? I don't know... It might actually be impossible for bad guy to win at this stage because they can't kill the stabbies safely. Oh no! The trap from, like, the Cretaceous. Sniped. This Jackalope has taken a beating. Laying the beat down. You don't mess with the Jackalopes, apparently. I don't know how this Jackalope's put in this much work. I mean, I do, but it's just weird that this has happened. I don't think we've seen this scenario before. Which I would have expected that this is how it works, where a Resurrect Phobie is dead and then respawns. This is actually hilarious. As long as you stay this many tiles away, they can't kill you. It's not possible. Johan, why are you not spending your last key? Why are you not spending your last key? Why are you not spending your last key? You have another key! Johan, you have another key. You can use the key. You left another key on the table. This is like that System of a Down song. Why'd you leave the keys up on the table? Dude, like, I agree it wasn't necessary, and the end of that game was actually hilarious, but, like... Why? You had another key. This game probably... I wonder if the other guy would have surrendered if that was the case. That's actually funny. All right. What do we got? I love the low stress level games because there's always something wacky like that. Like just playing You Can't Touch Me with the jackalope like that. That's actually adorable. It's actually adorable. All right, dudiobugtron. I don't know how to say their name. Rockin' the Steve's avatar. We got another one that was semi-broken by the patch. This will level out partway through the game based on the date. A game showcasing Benny, Bad Sheep, and Morty. Karst, if you decide the game isn't good enough for the guide after I've submitted it, I'm going to explode. Well, there may be other issues with the game only because of the patch. Oh! All right, I'm using this for the thumbnail. Hold on. I don't know if the content affiliates have gotten the assets for this guy yet. I'm pretty sure we did. I don't think we've gotten them for Espinoza. But this is hilarious. Like, I'll just use this as the thumbnail. Just him screaming. Fire! I can't click on him. This is hilarious. Billy. All right, Billy. Reactions. Let's see Billy in action. What even happened? All right, they killed the cat. I haven't seen it since that. Well, you're never going to at this rate. I don't think I've seen Billy in game either. I'm hoping it picks up and shows us what's actually happening soon. The dangers of async. The dangers of async. All right, we do have some animations back. We got a little Bad Sheep. Mostly because I always hit the skip button. That's fair. Unfortunately, that Bad Sheep isn't... Well, we're going for the cassowary. This is fair. That animation is pretty sick. Billy, you're cooking your hat, bro. Again, with the halfies. Why are there halfies? You can't... Like, I think, honestly, our bad guy might be better off with literally no halfie than they would be having halfie. Maybe not, because you could... If the halfie wasn't there, the Bad Sheep could have gone in and farted on both Billy and the jar, and if it was stimmed, it probably kills the jar. So maybe you do need something. And maybe halfie is the best option here, but it feels like it's not. However, I will point out here, Billy doing what it just did, that poking is... I'm interested to see if that was the, like, designed intent. There's no way the devs didn't see that as a possibility, but I wonder if that is the intended function for that phobie. This is going to be very mean. Blam! 1,132 damage. Yes, it's on max, but still, that's an enormous amount of damage. Don't even need to use the fireball here. Just straight up murdering Hevo. I don't know that there's a... Well, I was going to say I don't know if there's enough damage here to kill the sheep, but the jar is stimmed. Bad guy has no keys remaining. And you do have 3 attacks from Billy, so, like, you should be able to clean this up. However, we may see, similar to the Jackalope game, Benny taking over just because there aren't enough phobies on the board to actually kill it and remove it. Alright, fire's gonna cook him. Double hit from Benny and 1 from each of the others, but that's gonna offer up phobies still in range of Jar. So are we gonna retreat? Sort of. Reposition. Panic point advantage hero. I don't know the bad guy can do much from this stage. Now, Benny is somewhat vulnerable because Billy, of course, can cook Benny and then maybe get in and get out. But it's not enough damage. Like, this Billy is doing about 6, 7... It's doing 1,000 damage. This actually isn't bad. But it's absolutely going to die on retaliation here. If something is powered down to 0 damage and attacks Haffy, it still powers up Haffy. Weird. I wonder if that was necessary. I kind of feel like the prioritization... Oh, you get... Never mind. I was going to say you prioritize Billy, but apparently Billy's just cooked anyway, so... So the Billy pokes were not enough. This was definitely an interesting game. I feel as though Bad Guy wasted at least 5 keys between this and this. They did want a body blocker on that turn, and admittedly, the Hevo dying there was probably very unexpected for them, but should it be unexpected? There was a Gonzo, a Morty, and a bad sheep on the board. Like, that's a lot of damage. Get cooked. I don't know, that one isn't, or wasn't as straightforward of a, oh, bad guy through sort of thing. But the Phobie choices were just weird. The Benny did look pretty good. Like, I don't see Benny very often, let alone in scenarios where it's able to just actually tee off on things like that. Because it was in a position a few times where hypothetically should have been vulnerable and then killed. Bad Sheep put in a lot of work there, though. Like, that was a huge amount of damage. Gotta give it up for the Sheep. You can't really, like... You let that connect... And not that Bad Guy could have stopped it from connecting. There was no way they were going to kill it in time. But they also didn't have to offer up 4 of their 5 Phobies to get tagged by it. That seems like you probably don't want to do that. Alright, Gundam is our hero here on Withering Heights. We saw a game yesterday that was 11 turns on this map. This was a close game. The sheer speed of the Speedolas helped me fight the opponent's Heart Rush. Well, ironically, the game from yesterday, by the time this goes live on YouTube, tomorrow, well, whatever. You'll get the idea when you see this on YouTube. I'm not going to sit and explain how time works. The Speedolas were a key component to the Heart Rush on this map, and honestly, it looked impressive. It was Gravedigger into Speedolas, and it was just a freakish amount of damage where, like, you needed to react immediately, and if you did not, you were dead. I mean, it was an 11-turn game. Literally half what this game was. But either way, we have an early Gargles out of Bad Guy. Our hero leaning into Gonzo. You're in Discord, what's next? There's a channel devoted to, in the Phobies category, there's a channel called Reviews and Highlights. There's a link in there, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. Because that goes into the Google Sheet where I'm pulling all the games from. And somebody can, if you post in the Phobies channel too, somebody will link you to it. Speedola coming down. I don't understand this Gargles. I'm not gonna lie. I don't get it. The Bad Guy's taking a 3-2 panic point advantage, cooking some of our heroes' stuff, but the retaliation here, really, I-5? How good is Chuck on this map? Because from the position where high five is, you can shell the heart. But it is kind of vulnerable, because there are big lanes to just get to it. Alright, so we slap in the canine. We can get a double... Yeah, I was about to say, get the double move out of this. And you're in the right position because the high five has to go there in order to get onto the heart. The gargles... And the high five would be on a poison tile, too. Metabot? I don't know about this one. This bad guy has now invested in 9 keys worth of extremely questionable phobies in this scenario, and that's before you consider the high five. If you... I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, the Speedolas are doing a lot of heavy lifting here. But I'm not sure that they had to be Speedolas to defend this. With 11 keys, there's a lot of things you could have put on the board that could deal with this. However, they seem to be incredibly efficient here, offensively and defensively. But Bad Guy has kind of been locked out of their entire game plan due to Gundam's positioning, so good on them. I don't know about Foul. That seems... Alright, that's pushing a bit. That's a little bit of a stretch. You don't need to do that. I don't think. Get a little heart slapping going. Panic point advantage, Bad Guy. 4-1, but, I mean... Our hero's just going to pick them apart. They're just straight up not in danger. Bad Guy still has 12 keys to 11. 12 keys available, too. Wait, we're going to disease gargles? And poison... Wait, what? Why? Why did you do it this way? Did you need the disease damage in order to kill the... Nope. I feel like you'd want to do it the other way around. It is what it is. Alright, so we get the break here, but that does open up another path for the high five, but who cares? Okay, we're gonna block out. This... Well, it's immune from the disease. Ooh, we get a Yeti. Alright. I wonder if this was Bad Guy's plan all along to, like, set this up, and then just due to our hero's disruption? I don't know. Good sequencing there so that you recap the panic point. 5-0 panic point advantage. And I do like the positioning on the foul here, because this allows for the Gonzo to move up later. I do think the Gonzo should have been up 1 anyway, so that way you could more readily address the high five, because the high five is obviously going to tuck itself in this corner now. Alright, so we're going to freeze the Speedola. That's a better freeze target for Bad Guy, because again, it does lock out the Gonzo from getting onto the high five, although the foul can still get there. Yeah, because Bad Guy, they already burned their snowball. They use Metabot. There's no way to, like, prevent the foul from getting there. But we get the break here anyway, which is a better play, rather than just simply lobbing over the top, because now Gonzo can get there, foul can get there. There is a fair amount of pressure on our hero's heart, but they're not going to die this turn, I don't think. Well, obviously not, but... I don't think there was ever really a risk. So, in general, the high five idea might be okay. I don't think bad guy played this very efficiently or cleanly. And it almost got there. Like, we're sub 1,000 health. Admittedly, bad guy's taking an absolute beating here. Good sequencing once again, in order to make sure the bad guy doesn't have any options. Nice. Good play on the thaw. Good play on the thaw. But yeah, bad guy's completely locked. That line, like this strategy, it almost got there from bad guy. So I think if you refine the high five push, maybe this is a thing. I asked yesterday, and I'll ask it again here. I'm curious what people's thoughts are on this map, because I could have sworn I heard people saying that it was highly aggressive, and we've now seen 3 games on it, 2 of which were, like, incredibly aggressive. One was super aggressive, the other one was this, where it wasn't, like, really, really aggressive, but could have been. Because our hero was under pressure fast once that high five got there, and it didn't seem like it was a difficult thing to set up. Like, you could break that block early, or one of those blocks relatively early, and then just, all right, I will threaten this the entire game. You have to respect it. It's very interesting. GG. All right. I'm missing chat. Yeah, so once you're in Discord, Yawa, there's a channel called Reviews and Highlights. Oh, you put it in here. I see what you're doing. Hold on. Copy link. I'm going to respond to you in Discord and show you. So go to, I linked you to the channel. The very top of that channel, when you click on it, has a Google form that's going to ask you for all the information that I need in order to be able to find the game. Because as you've pointed out, there is no game ID, so you can't, like, give me a number to go search for the game ID. It would be a cool quality of life improvement for that to exist, but it does not currently. Alright, our hero here is Renamon. Just a casual being over-leveled experience. You are over-leveled or they are over-leveled. We're going to learn. Morty and or Squiggles and Gravedigger also can... Well, the one we watched yesterday was Gravedigger into Speedolas. And it's like... As soon as you see the first Speedola, you need to immediately respond with a fast-moving, like a Ray Chargels. Because if you don't, you're dead. Like, the other guy's dead. Alright, so obviously we have one that's pre-patch. This is a quick game, and we're missing a good chunk of it. Like, I'm not even clear. You just went Daisy into Murderwing? Or Murderwing into Daisy? Not even sure which one was first. Mildred! Alright, what is your... How over-leveled are we talking? 7 to... Holy... Alright. There's other commentary that could happen here. We'll save that for after the game. I guess we could do it now, because while I wanted to take a more critical and analytical eye to the games, like... I don't know what else I'm supposed to say about this when you have literally 10 levels on your opponent. I think this just... Like, if you screenshot and put these two screenshots together, look at their board state now. Now look at their board state. Yikes. Ouchtown, population bad guy. We didn't get to, like, really examine that game, but I gotta be honest, I don't feel like there was much to look at that game. You just kinda crapped on him. Kinda crapped on him. Alright, so we circled back. We have some Painful Fate games to look at, and then Yowawa, once they get theirs submitted, we'll be able to take a look at that. So we'll pull up Painful Fate in the meantime. Rush Hour is the home for Painful Fate v. Bad Guy. Use the Spadola brothers, and they were strong. Strong with an E on this one. I don't know why there's an A. With the data, the formulary, you can find the match. Yeah, if you enter all the details that are in that Google form, I'll be able to find the game. As long as you... And all the fields are required, so, like, it won't let you submit the game without putting in the information. Those are some early jackalopes. I feel as though this is also going to tell us everything we need to know about this game. Of course, no insults intended, but the reality is... Why are the jackalopes there? Why are the jackalopes there? Bad guy. I was about to say throwing a squiggles on the board, but that's not squiggles, that's Boomer. That is the Boomer. Primate number 9. Jar, because sure. Yeah, that's kind of how I expect this game to go. Is our hero, like, over-leveled? Is it just a low-stress level game? Which does explain the jackalopes. You'll learn to not use jackalopes as you level up. Unfortunately, they are not quite in a position to really get the job done. I'm still waiting for the jackalope queen, which would be very fitting that just like in chess, the queen is the best piece. Systemically dismantling the jackalopes. Still a lot of game left. Well, if you look at the key counts. If you look at the turn counter, not a lot of game left. Bad guy is not long for this world. I will say that this is one of the most active... Rush Hour games we've ever had. Bad guy being very aggressive here. I don't know that our hero can punish this. Likely just don't have enough damage in order to kill that pterodactyl. Pterodactyl, of course, an actual danger at this level. So instead we're going for the primate. Definitely makes sense. Given the stress level, I would not be surprised if bad guy forgets that a pterodactyl on an obstacle will die. Because it's entirely possible they're going to continue to be aggressive and push the pterodactyl in. Yeah, about that. With 5 keys and an active Stairmaster, this should be a dead pterodactyl. And bad guy is just kind of throwing good phobies after bad at this stage. I don't think you can get both the Mr. Tramples as well as the pterodactyl this turn, but you get one, you get the other next turn. Speedola, number 1. Oh, we're not going to kill the pterodactyl. It's not enough damage. Close, but not quite. That could be significant, to be honest. Does not... I doubt it's going to be, but... I mean, look at this. This is 2 phobies to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3-2 panic point advantage. Our hero's in complete control of this game. Are they going to walk away, though? Nope. Yeah. It's going to be a tough lesson to learn, bad guy. Especially at this level, like this stress level, these phobies are very powerful. Like, Pterodactyl is a monster. It is a huge threat at low stress levels, but not necessarily in this usage. Well, spud action. Ouch, bad guy. Ouch. So, this conversation comes up periodically. Like, I'm still of the opinion that they need to fix, assuming that they feel there is a problem with it, but, like, the surrender system needs to be addressed so that you can surrender. Realistically, there is no chance bad guy wins this game, and that was obvious several turns ago. However, there is the counter-argument that if bad guy doesn't stay in these sort of games to learn why some of these things happened or why they are in a position that they can't win, they're never going to improve, or it will be much more difficult to improve. However, I'm still of the opinion let people surrender. They'll get better over time in other ways, and arguably if it takes them longer to improve as a result of surrendering too often, that might be good because that means they're queuing more games. A nice little yoink here to snipe the Contortio. Jill and Ted's excellent adventures are not going to be enough to put them over the top of our hero here. Flesh Crawler. New and improved, but not sufficient. I mean, bad guy may get a takedown on Blue Speedola, but that may not even be true. I'm not gonna lie, I want to know if Painful Fate is somebody's alt. Because they are playing pretty clean, for the most part, in the games we've observed. To the point where I am suspecting they are an alt. Because there's, the roll in, roll out to get the bones and then get back out does not feel like a play that many newer players will do. I'm not saying they're a smurf. There might be a smurf. I don't know. You have 6 million experience? Jesus. What's the difference between timestamp and date game was played? I don't remember exactly what I have on the form. I'm pretty sure it says date/timestamp. We just need to know when it is, because if you played the same person 2 days in a row, there's no other way for me to know which game it is. GG. So basically, when I go to look up the games, I'm going to search for your name and then go on your profile. And I always tell people to favorite the games, because if you submit it today, but I don't get it till next week, or get to it till next week, it could fall off your profile. Or if it doesn't, because sometimes there will be 50 games in the queue, so it'll just take time. But I'll search by your name and then try and match up the date and the person you're playing against, is how I ID it. I don't see you in there. I do see Renamon's game. We can pull up Renamon's in the meantime. Oh, not a problem, Yowa. But I don't see it in there, so did you actually hit submit? I'm refreshing to make sure that it's not, you know, like on my end. I don't see it in there. I see Renamon submitted today. Here, I usually try and hide it so that way people don't, you know, like you aren't spoiled as to what's happening. But like this is all I'm doing. So I'm pulling up Renamon's game, and then they're saying it's this one from the 30th, so we can pull this one up. Although this one, well, we'll see if this one's messed up. Better AI, more like worse AI. Got him. Roasted. Even though it's broke, I'm still submitting it just because also near the end was the dumbest play possible. All right. I'll be the judge of that. Is that the file correction? I'm still not seeing it on there. I mean, I can find you, but the problem is I need the other stuff so I know who you played against, and I need, like, when it was played so I can find the game. I mean, we can probably just go to your profile and figure it out. This is another game where there's not much to say just because it's broken. The early Cerberus, like, hold on. What is going on? Why is there a Sizzle and why is there a Cerberus? I mean, I imagine, I'm looking at Renamon's board, clearly undead event, right? The bad guy was not on all undead for the undead event. So, like, what are they doing? It was undead. Yeah, for you, it makes sense. For your composition, it makes sense on what you have. I mean, it doesn't make sense because like, some of these choices are odd. But if you say you're doing the undead event, okay, that's fine. I don't know what the hell bad guy was doing. Because, like, the early Sizzle is just weird. Also, I wonder if this guy's name is Bigger AI or Al. I don't know what L looks like in this font. You know what I mean? This looks like it's a capital I. But it would be funny if it was just Al. Also, we couldn't really tell what the funny play was at the end, unfortunately. Alright, this will probably be the last game of the night. Let's see if we can find Yawa's game. They healed the Ray and it still got two-shotted. Yikes. Yikes. Alright, we'll Evil Con Carne? Nice. That name's actually funny. Alright. Back on This Might Sting a Little, our hero here is Yowawa. Yowawa. Maybe. I don't know. Well, Grimes avatar action. Evil with meat? Exactly. I know a little Spanish. My vocabulary is very small. When I learned Spanish, it was very much... All the languages I tried to learn formally were very much focused on grammar, which I get is a reasonable way to teach somebody, but at the end of the day, you need to know words to communicate with people. Like, if you use the wrong conjugation, I'd like to believe that somebody who's a native speaker is, like, going to be able to figure out roughly what you're saying and be like, oh, well, they just don't know the language. But if you don't know any words, I literally cannot communicate ideas with you, is the problem. But anyway, it looks like bad guy here is going for the undead event as well. I mean, I've said it before, I'm never really in love with these Gravedigger openers on these large maps, but clearly this is an intended setup. You get the Innocuous here, which is going to shoo away this cassowary. Or it's not? I guess we're going for the sniped. Okay, so here's another time where Boomer is a yikes moment. Because if this was a actually threatening one key, the Boomer, Jar plus the one key could hypothetically kill the Murder Wing, and then Innocuous removes the cassowary. But this might be enough damage here. We're about to find out. Apparently not. All right, we're laying a little bait for the murder wing to come in, I guess. No, it had to burn meatball, so I guess it's safe anyway. Why did they stay? That's a dead murder wing now. Why did they do that? This makes no sense. Both of these are dead now, right? The primate and the murder wing. Daisy will then come in and kill the jar, possibly. Can't click on anything. Hold on. Nope, the jar will tank it. That's a level 17 jar. Good God. I don't understand this from Bad Guy. Like, legitimately, what was the plan here? Your jar is 19. I don't even know what my jar level is. It's probably 16 or 17. Yeah, Bad Guy is... I can understand why this game ends next turn, because Bad Guy absolutely is going to surrender. There's no winning this game. They got cooked. This is repositioned into surrender. Pop. Womp wah. Yeah. They... You know what's sad, though? Unfortunately for them, I'm pretty sure they don't get any of the event points from that because they surrendered. Again, with the surrenders. What are you going to do? GG. All right, chat. I think that's going to do it for tonight for this week's edition of Viewer Games. We still have a few that are in the queue. All Painful Fate. Painful Fate submitted a lot of games. But we will be back next week with more Phobies action. We do have Variety Night tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be streaming. Probably some Space Marine. But we'll play it by ear. That's going to do it for tonight. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And tune in next time for more Random Thoughts.